Hello everybody, welcome to Nostalgia Goggles, now in color, the new show where I talk about video game media, or many video game TV shows and movies, media. So the reason why I decided to do this show is, as a person that's been on the internet for a long time, I've watched a lot of people talk about video game media and comic book media, but this isn't what my show is about. If you want to get into that, talk to or check out Olivia's show. But I've seen a lot of people talk about video game media and kind of say the terms of, oh, I don't play this game, or I haven't played this game in a while, or just people that really don't keep up with the video game media talking about it. And I kind of want to be somebody that's a stupid big fan of video games that talks about it. So that's why I'm here. So, two things that I want to bring up. One, the reason why I'm this way right now is because, I'm sick. I might get a few coughs in here. I'm really hoping I don't. I'm hoping we can edit those out. But, yeah, I'm not feeling good. This was going to be a live action segment. It was going to just be like Nostalgia Goggles, and that's how this show kind of runs, is just Nostalgia Goggles without the gameplay, because you don't play movies. So, yeah, that's what the show is going to be, really. Yeah, I think I got both things I wanted out of the way. Well, anyways, let me reintroduce this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nostalgia Goggles Now in Color. I'm Chris, also known as Retro Gaming Nerd, and today we're going to be talking about the Super Mario OVA. This is an interesting one because I don't hear a lot of people talking about this one. I know that this one was definitely one that I saw more when I was younger, back in my, I think, middle school and high school days. It's something that was on the internet, but I don't know if it ever got lost, but it's something that just didn't really show up much. So with that being said, I don't feel like a lot of people talk about it. When they talk about the first Mario movie, it always comes up as the John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins live action movie. That's the one that people talk about, which I'm gonna get to that one inevitably. But I feel like it's really would be nice to talk about this one to see that if it's still worth watching today, and how well does it stack up to the Super Mario Bros. Games at the time. So, let's get into it. So the story of this movie is literally just the Super Mario Bros. Story, right? It's Mario has to save Princess Peach. The only difference is that Mario was playing a video game. Peach came to him, and then so did Bowser, and then Bowser beat the shit out of Mario, and now it is his job to find Peach. The only difference is that there's a prophecy behind it, and that's it. And when I say Mario, I mean Mario and Luigi. They both go on this adventure, but there's nothing really different from the actual game, except for there are MacGuffins in this movie, which are that Mario and Luigi have to get the Fire Flower, the Superstar, and the Mushroom, not in that exact order, to stop Koopa's spell and stop him from marrying Peach. That's really it. The idea is the same as the game, right? You know, you use these power-ups to save the day. I feel like the real difference is that Mario needs them straight up. That's really the main story of it. I think it's perfectly fine, and it's done really well because it's, you know, it's fun. I feel like more of this is for presentation at the end of the day, but I feel like they nailed it on the head. It's straight up what Mario is, and at the time that this released, when I believe Mario was kind of still fresh, they did a good job when they didn't really have to. It could have just been, well, the American movie. So, let's move on to presentation. So let's talk about the presentation, which is really the most important part of this at the end of the day, right? So this is partly movie and partly music video. One of the things that keeps returning is a song or multiple songs in this movie. And I think they're cute and catchy, but I think that also, because something I didn't mention is that this does not have an English dub, and I think that maybe that's one of the reasons why it wasn't, because I think it would have been hard to work around this. I don't think it's the biggest reason why it didn't come out, maybe just timing and translating, because this is way after the fact, you know, of me just speculating, because I didn't do any research into this, because that's not how this works. But when it comes to the songs, they're really cute. Another thing that's really something I like about the presentation is how much this is Mario. It is unapologetically Mario from the time, having some of the abstract ideas from Mario, boxes floating, weird shapes. In one of the beginning, there's like this weird otherworldly place where the Elder is. not really Mario-ish, but God, I like it. It reminds me of that NES era of just how wild games could be. One minute you're here, and the next minute you're in this otherworldly whatever, hits the NES era on the head, you know? And the way they present the characters are also really nice as well. Mario is kind of the generic hero, but Luigi, on the other hand, is not what we have today, where Luigi's kind of the coward, but brave-hearted. This one is kind of greedy, but to me it makes sense. I can't blame Luigi. You're asking him to save a princess, and he just wants compensation. Can't blame him. Does he get it? Not to my knowledge. Which I think is kind of the joke. The other really cool thing about this is the integration of Mario characters. I think that this movie goes completely out of its way to show almost every character from the games, at this point at least. And that's something that you gotta give credit to. Not a lot of video game movies do that, you know? Some do, but I feel like this one, some do it and don't do it well. But I think that having almost every character be here is nice, especially once again, we're talking about for the time. And I don't know, I just really like this movie at the end of the day. You know, the presentation is really the best part of it because it is Mario. I feel like to just wrap up all of this, this is Mario as a movie. I understand that we're getting a new one coming out, and that one's going to probably be more of the embodiment of Mario now, but this is the embodiment of Mario then, at this time. It's a great time capsule for what Mario was, and I think that it's funny that this exists, and we have the American one that came out back in the 80s. It's just funny to know that these two things existed around the same time. It just kind of blows my mind. It's a shame that this movie didn't come out in English. That's all I can really say. I think it was a joy, though. So I've tried. I didn't try too hard, but you know, there's only so much you can do, right? With that being said, there's no way that I know of. If there is, leave it in the comment section. But there's no way that I know of to watch this movie or purchase this movie is a better way for yourself that I know of. There are ways to watch this movie, multiple, but there's just no trace in buying it. If you want this in your collection or if you want to like download it, I don't think that it's a common thing. You can find it. I'm not gonna say where because I don't want places to take them down, but you know, it's not common to come across, and I feel like that's a shame. I feel like Nintendo really should kind of try to release this at some point, remaster it and release it, or like there should be a better way to download it or something. I don't know. I just feel like this is a shame that we don't have it being able to be bought. But with that being said, it will exist forever if it stays up. I just kind of feel weird because the way Nintendo is, I can't trust them to keep it up because they would definitely take it down, and that's just my assumption from being a video game fan, because that's what they do. They've taken down emulations, so why would it be any different with this movie? So it gives me a little bit of fear, but at least it's archived, you know, at least it's there, at least people have it. And I believe that there probably is some home media release, I just don't know of it. If there is, I'll probably leave it in the comment section below, or I'll, you know, I'm not gonna make an addendum, but yeah, I'll leave it in the comment section below. But it's a shame. It's not the first time you're gonna hear this with a Nintendo project either. So let's talk about the goods and the bad, starting with the goods. This movie is just fun, right? Like it's a fun OVA, and it's also unforgettable, and I think it's one of the better video game OVAs. Not the best, but one of the better ones. I can't really say it has any problems. The one problem I have, I'll leave for the bad, but everything about this is really good. I like the animation style that they chose. I like the little cute song that they have. I like how this is very faithful to Mario. It is Mario without question, and that's all you really need at the end of the day, right? It has music from the games. It has music from Mario 2 as well. Not USA Mario 2, but the Lost Levels. And, at least I believe it does. But it does definitely have music from the Mario movie, which is something that I know a lot of people ask for. And I think that this one works very well, especially since, yeah, not every video game movie needs to have themes from its game, but I feel like sometimes it's necessary, like Mario and Sonic. At least there needs to be a reference, right, to its music, because video game music is outstanding. So I feel like this movie using that is what makes it great. I think another thing that's really cool is how they kind of tied in a prophecy to this instead of it just being Mario has to save Princess, because, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, the Mario story can be told in different ways. For instance, they got sucked down the drain, or there was a rock that had interdimensions, or whatever. But this one decided to be like, yeah, there's a prophecy that ironically is held by a rock. I don't even know if they're different worlds. That's the thing, right? I don't know if the movie even explains it, but I just like how they did this. I absolutely think Bowser's fun. I think Princess Peach is fun as well. The way that this was not shot but drawn is outstanding, yada yada. I'm repeating myself. At the end of the day, this is a fun and highly recommended OVA if you can find a way to watch it. It's not hard. It's, I think, almost everywhere that has a video player, so it's not hard. But I think if you're ever interested in a animated Mario, this is it. Go check it out. On to the bads. So the only bad thing about this movie, honestly, is the ending. It's not genuinely bad. It's just, wow, you could have given us a warning on that one. You could have given us a heads up. You could have said that there was another prophecy. Don't you do that to me. One of the things that blows my mind about this movie, upsets me why, is there's a literal song about love in this movie, right? Do you know what I'm talking about? You remember that scene, right? Yeah. Where there's a song about how...
Yeah, it's Mario daydreaming about how much he wants to marry Peach.
Say hi, Olivia.
Hi.
Let me just tell you this, Mario and Peach don't get together at the ending of the movie. I don't want to spoil... God, that's loud. I don't want to spoil it. But man, is that... Oh! And the thing that's funny about it is it upset me back in the day. So that upsetness is still here. It's not that Mario and Peach have to get together. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, don't set me up like that. Don't you dare set me up like that. How dare you? How absolutely dare you? I'm making it sound worse than it actually is, probably. But I don't care. I was mad the first time I saw this. I ain't ever gonna get over it. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. If you ever want to make me upset in person, talk to me about the ending. There are very few things that upset me in this world. I mean, there's a lot that upsets me, but there are very few things that triggers me hardcore, and that is the ending to this movie. Ooh, baby, don't even start with me on that one. With that being said, let's move on to the final thoughts. So all in all, is this movie worth checking out? The answer is, yeah, I think it is. I think it's a very faithful take on Mario and also a very fun adaptation. Sometimes faithfulness is the problem in these OVAs. Not commonly. Actually, it's the exact opposite issue normally, is the fact that it's not faithful enough. But I feel like what is here is great, except for the ending. Absolutely fuck the ending. Anybody that knows and loves me, I'm sorry. I know that I don't commonly, like, I swear to with my friends, but, like, I feel like if any family members are watching this, I'm sorry. But fuck the ending. With a passion. I'm also sorry about getting loud at the ending, but ooh, I'm done. I'm working myself up again. The fact that I have such passion for the ending proves that I love this movie so much. This is one of the OVAs that I hold near and dear to my heart because I saw it at a pretty young age. It is very nostalgic. It's kind of like the Sonic OVA, which I will talk about later, trust me. But it's one of those OVAs that I hold near and dear to my heart, and I love it to this day because it is really good. It's one of those video game movies that makes me want to scream to the top of the heavens when I hear people say video game movies are bad. Now you can go, oh, well, this is an OVA, it's not technically a movie. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, it's a motion picture that is video game themed, and I just cannot stress enough how much I love this, and how much you should check it out if you get the chance, and how much Nintendo needs to release this shit, except for get rid of the ending, because holy shit. Anyways, I gotta go. I'm probably gonna release another one of these. I don't know if I'm gonna do it as a chibi or not, hopefully, I mean, it'll probably be another chibi one because I want to release another one while I'm sick. So I guess we're going to do 3 chibi ones in a row, huh? Well, with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Stay tuned for the next episode. Chris out.